What's up, everybody? It's Amon here. Welcome to another one of my fights. Hope you guys are doing good today. And this fight is going to be between Reinhardt, the German gladiator, and bakugho from our academia. Pretty much the explosion speedster in a way, I guess you could say, or the maniac with bomb-like abilities. Now, I did a lot of research to check up on Bakugho and basically get everything together. I hope you guys, again, are having a great day. This battle is going to be very interesting, but at the same time, very close in structure when it comes to how these two characters fight. But I think it's going to be very good, and I hope you guys will enjoy it and all that. So I'm going to talk about Reinhardt first, but I want to make a few disclaimers on the two characters and the versions we are going to be using and how it's going to be, okay? It's going to be very important on this type of battle, okay? So, just to make this clear again, we're using the different versions of these characters that add up. So please, if you do comment or try to call me out on it, I'm not using them at their current state necessarily, but using them at versions in time that kind of have a more equal structure and at the same time place. You feel me? So we're gonna go and get into this. But if you guys want, you can subscribe, like, comment if you want. I'm not gonna do that each time, and I'm not taking advice just to do it back to back. If you guys want to, you can do that. That would really help me out, and I kind of want to get more views on this stuff. But never give up and keep trying. You feel me? That's all that matters. But we're gonna go and get into it, okay? So, I'm going to start off with Reinhardt. This version of Reinhardt I'm using is when he is young, between the Omnic Crisis, the War on Akenwald, and the other adventures he was on at this time. To get into Reinhardt's strength and everything that he can do, Reinhardt's suit is made from one of the most greatest advanced and chiral metals in the Overwatch world, having strong steel durability, closely run to probably a bomb to worldwide explosion. Now, I'm not saying that he could survive a full big megaton nuke, but I believe that his skin from the scaling and everything that's been shown, that with his shield and everything, he's able to survive bombs that would basically obliterate a small city. So this is going to be very helpful against Bakugan. This is mainly his armor, and this time the armor is wearing now, not necessarily, but with this one, it's shown from the advancement and the fact that he's in second command. This is a very important structured armor for his character. With his hammer, it's very calibered with different sharpness on metals, and at the same time is very good at breaking down armor, different omnics, and taking on characters that wouldn't even be able to match him. Now, when it comes to his abilities and what he can do, he's very strong in strength. He's able to overpower almost every character in this game normally in his charge and the versatile abilities that he has. He does not play around when it comes to other, I guess, teammates in a way, depending on situations. But at the same time, he's very cocky, very inbred, and is not really all about sticking to the situation as it should be, mainly just being cocky and ignorant as hell. But he does care about what he does, and when it comes to situations getting very hostile and serious, he's always about to fight and always ready to fight for glory. He's very fast with his back and kind of his suit in general, having this embraced in jetpack on his back, but it's also the enforced body structure that helps him with all of this. And when he gets started on all of this power being accelerated, he's pretty much unstoppable juggernaut at this point. Not on the same speed or as unstoppable, but what I mainly mean is that when he gets going, it's almost impossible to stop him unless you can bring enough force or pretty much move him from the situation. It takes a lot of strong force, like the Orisa-like bot, to basically stop him, but he's very powerful in this situation, or kind of like this main power. It's not just power, it's just kind of one of his abilities that can help him in his fight. He can move super fast with this, and since his jet has been philosophized to go to arguably one of the most fastest jets on the planet, the American Airline 304 or 3.04, the Samoa I don't know if that's exactly how you say it or is decimin, but the decimal co-op is a jet that's able to move at high voltage speeds, kind of like at a supercar speed, but more extended at high velocity. And if he's able to scale arguably to this jet, and again, I don't know if I'm saying the name of the jet right, I'm probably saying it wrong, but pretty much he scales arguably to one of the most fastest jets that the U.S. military has. And so with that being said, if he truly is at the same maximum speed as his jet, he is at least able to go 10 miles an hour without needing any slow assumption time, or even if we want to really put him at this code of, how would you say, like speed or versatility in combat, the dude is literally unstoppable force of destruction. He's able to arguably fly in this when he's going on high decimal platforms. He's able to take on multiple different people and things at once, knocking anything in his way in the game. And from the lore, it's been shown he's able to give you that pounding from the maximum force shattered upon this the weight and handle that's being given to all of them. And yeah, pretty much it when it comes to this. As you see from when I'm destroying these robots, you see that when he charges into them, he creates a little small plateau of destruction each time he hits them, and it's deadly, man. Simple as that. I just want to make this clear to scale him, because this article shows him on bakugho when he's not going at full speed, but he's pretty fast when he's doing this. When he's doing it mainly in combat, he's rushing on people, but it's a good escape option. He's moving very fast with it, and especially since even for his size, he can keep up with a bunch of different characters. Mainly against Omnics, Reinhardt has never actually fought anybody just as a full-on opponent in the lore, but when it comes to other people, he's able to keep up with Tracer just a little bit, able to kind of like hit her in between things. I wouldn't say he's able to do that actually in the lore, because he is a lot slower than Tracer, not even an argument. But mainly what I mean is that he's able to at least hit people with his wide spell area, and he does have a jetpack thruster on his hammer, which is not necessarily faster than him with his booster on his back, but at the same time with the velocity exchange and hammer thrust mixed with the jetpack velocity and its structure. And if I'm using my brain right, because I got big brain skills, and with the science I've provided and the chemistry and the thoughts and chemicals that basically solidify all this kind of like shockwave like energy, correct me if I'm wrong, because the force mixed in with another force that combines a force that basically accelerates to a more perceivable force. Correct me if I'm wrong, because if he's mixing this together, then it brings something. I'm just gonna explain it in a whole different way. So like what I'm saying right now is pretty much, and I'm talking super fast, my bad, just trying to make this clear, 'cause I want this to take forever, you feel me? Like in a situation where fire is chemically compounded with another piece of fire that accelerates it, in this situation, if he's moving at the speed with the jetpack booster, right, accelerating now with his hammer at the same speed, he should be able to hit somebody at a maximum good swing at a velocity arguably to the sound barrier. And mixed with the force, armor, and the character who's able to catch here and there, he wouldn't necessarily be able to break the sound barrier just by the movement, but causing a deadly shockwave mixing in with this to the person's body. Now, it's not a big entire shockwave like when Doomfist punches some people. I'm mainly saying he'll be able to cause that at the maximum speed that he gives, because he's been able to accelerate it to maximum speed, and it seems like he is at least able to get to 50 miles an hour, or possibly even higher than that at his most capable speed. His speed is not the greatest showing, but if we really scale him to that jet, like I said before, that is the best speed he has. I don't know if I'm necessarily doing the full math right. I mean, I already did this before, but that's what it scales to, because I'm reading half of this all off, okay? But as for Reinhardt, when we have the other hand involving his combat, powerful warrior knight for these German knights in this world, and at the same time has a general focus. But like I said before, he's very cocky and arrogant, but it doesn't stop him from giving you this pounding, and he does not play around. Yeah, pretty much it. But what his hammer is able to cause a very small audible earthquake or just ground smash, because technically that would be the same thing, but more if it was an earthquake, he would scale arguably to Doomfist at low platform level. But if it's literally just him hitting the ground causing a small rupture in the ground, like it seems like, then that's not what it is. Now, I'm going to assume, for the way it's shown in the game, and kind of in cinematics, that it's really just a small rupture. It's not an earthquake. That only makes him arguably very small house level, at least. But at the same time, it's still a good feat if he's able to crush around the entire platform and disperse you out of from an area to make crowd control. So bakugho in this fight, and for what I've seen, will not be on the ground a bunch. But there's a situation where he's firing away and using the durability of his armor, he wouldn't be able to do nothing, because arguably that would take him away. Now I'm going to explain some other things about Reinhardt in just a second, but those are the main power sorts and capabilities that he has. I'm going to get into a little bit of the lore with this character just for a second. Reinhardt lent helm second command to Botwistali, if I'm saying his last name right. It's in German. I don't know if I'm saying it right. No disrespect. I'm not trying to be offensive. But in his second command run on the Omnic Crisis War in Eichenwald, he's being too cocky, arrogant, and stubborn, and basically let his fellow comrade and master die. He learned a lesson from this when his master told him at his last words, fighting against the entire Omnic army pretty much, to be these people's shield, and he wanted to do that. He was a shield for the rest of the people at Eichenwald and became the main Goliath for the Overwatch team. But in this young version, that later on happened and took in the invite that his master was going to be getting if he did not die. And even though Reinhardt is sad about his master's death and feels like he arguably failed him, he does know that he is a better man now, and that arguably his master would be very severely proud of what he has become, and the way his master wasn't fully a father figure, but somebody that was very cared for in his eyes when it comes to being a general to him, and at the same time someone that he depended on to support his mental focus, because he doesn't need his master to do things. Reinhardt is Reinhardt even without him, obviously. I'm just saying that his master hold a good parental vibe on how he should be a man. Because arguably, if his master did not die that day and didn't show him what he needed to do, and he didn't lose his eye, because in the cinematic, if you see, his eye kind of just got cut off, or at least kind of gouged and split. It's not really shown, because I know they're not trying to be super brutal about it. But at the same time, his eye, I would say, is gone completely. It's not there, no cap. But besides his entire lore and what makes him who he is, he's a very, not parental necessarily, because that's more about his master, but I would say he's more of a wise and sensuous man now. Now, we're not using old Reinhardt / current. This is just kind of how he is now. This is at the end of that battle. He's still a knight, whatever. I'm just saying, in general, he is a little bit more better. He's not super wise, very experienced, but when it comes to a full fighter and lane, he's a little bit more better than this version of bakugho. But bakugho still kind of would be in this way either way, but a lot more versatile. And that's pretty much it for Reinhardt. For one thing I want to explain in general, Reinhardt is pretty much, when it comes to how he does things, he's very good at defense, and his shield is able to take full-on city exploding lasers in Overwatch 2. Now, I know that his shield has been upgraded 4 times in the series, and is now on the same level of that collateral, if that's the right word to, to say. Let me drink some water, hold up. Okay, I'm good. The collateral, that's what I was trying to say, not collateral. The collateral structure of the shield is more widened, denser, and more structured, and very viable more than that. Because this shield can barely take fucking big ass explosions and destructive forces. But when it comes to this shield, it's still durable. But with too many explosions, he's not going to be able to do anything. So for this, I'm not giving Overwatch 2 shield because that's a little bit unfair, because technically with the recharge rate and invincible battery life that this shield has, it's going to be completely unfair for Bakugho. I mean, Bakugho can still hurt him, and that heat is still going to kind of get to Reinhardt, but at the same time, this suit is more better and stuff. We're going to be giving him just the in-game shield that's not on the same power shield as Overwatch 2. I know this was advanced, but explosions still do a lot when Reinhardt is fighting people. So I just want to make that clear, okay? We're using a different shield, different type of mechanical shield, okay? So I'll make that clear. Now there's one weakness for Reinhardt, because we're about to be done with Reinhardt, we're about to get on Bakugho. But the main weakness for Reinhardt is that he does not wear a helmet in this. We've never seen him with his signature helmet for this. He's not wearing a helmet. Bakugho has an opening to the fucking dome. Okay? And a lot more openings involving his body. Because you guys don't know about Bakugho, this is going to be very severe. And Bakugho has never did this from what I know in the show or the manga that I've been keeping up with My Hero Academia. But he could possibly do this. So, I mean, it's very, not necessarily one-sided, but very unequal, if you want. Like, they're equal in a lot of different situations, and arguably in the power and how they're versatile and, wait, is that the right word? Versatile? I mean, it's versatile, but if they're versatile, that's not, okay, I don't think that's a word. Just got a break for. They're versatile, and the versatility that they bring is very equivalent to each other, but how this could be pretty much a one-shot if Bakugho gets the chance. And Reinhardt can't do nothing barely if he can't even hit him. Reinhardt does have a fire move, and it's when he basically it starts the heat from the ground and scrapes a fireball pretty much. But at the same time, I don't think Bakugho can necessarily absorb fire or different type of explosions, but he can retract them to throw it back at you pretty much. But at the same time, I don't think he'll be able to just kind of block this, you feel me? But we're gonna go move on to Bakugho. That's it for Reinhardt. So Bakugho's real name, let me go ahead and look it up real quick. It's not gonna take me super long. I actually have it here on my computer / phone. Kazuki Bakugho, if I'm saying his first name right. Bakugho is kind of like a bully to the main character, Azuki Midoriya, aka Deku. But Bakugho is kind of spirited in his own way, wants to be a hero, looks up to pretty much the Japanese Superman, All Might, and at the same time, Bakugho wants to be a hero, but is very violent in his own way and a maniac, but does do his best to be a hero, but is very cocky and unrelentingly a jackass to people anytime something involves that, or is not the same simpleton like matter to him. Because what I mean by simpleton, I'm meaning people not glorifying him as a hero. Like, he wants to save people, but it has such a very uncharismatic vibe. Like, he doesn't need to be like All Might. I like that he wants to be his own hero, but at this point, bro, you bring fear. Like, he has this structure where people would fear him instead of like him. He wants to be the number one hero, but he doesn't get the true feeling, matter, and reciprocation of what it means to be a hero. You don't need to be glammy. You don't need to be styleful. You don't need to be super powerful. But the main thing that Bakugho doesn't get involving his personality as a hero is the fact that you can't be so unrelenting about it. Like, he basically brags about himself. He's super violent. He yells at people. He's not caring. He don't care about nobody and how they feel. Like, people be bringing up arms against this dude, and that's kind of more structured in different scenes where he's trying to learn that. And he's not a bad person, no. But at the same time, Bakugho, his character development is very interesting because you see the nigga wants to be a hero. You see that he's a very, how do I say this, independent dude. Like, he's very independent. That is a very good word. I feel like I'm allowed to say that. I am privileged to say that. But, like, that also brings self-ignorance and a simple hate to others because he can't be open-minded about how to change. Because no one's trying to tell him necessarily how to do his own style except for that one teacher. But at the same time, he's yelling at people. He's being rude. That's the whole thing about Go. But besides his personality, the dude is arguably about top of class A and one of the best students at the high school that all of these superheroes slash just kind of like right now sidekicks go to. People trying to be heroes at a school. No, I forgot what it was. Yeah, because they're class A. And I think the school was like MA. No. Oh, it's whatever. He goes to superhero school, and he's one of the top students there, pretty much. Power and versatility, pretty much. He's a rival to Deku, and when it comes to his power and what he can do, his quirk slash superpower is called Explosion. Pretty self-explanatory. He's able to create like explosions slash irreparable blasts that kind of form into different susceptible lasers. Explosions, obviously. Also, minimum-sized bombs, fire constructions, and other ways, just fireworks. Which still form to explosions, but it's like kind of like sprinkles of just gas that explodes at a minimum time, but also minimal eccentric, like, what is the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm not gonna edit this out because it's gonna be short, but yeah, a citric lasting fire, pretty much. Like, it's this simple vibe of fire around his body that is able pretty much to disintegrate into blows and burst it all. So pretty much imagine him taking two bombs and then clashing to make a more reciprocate-like bomb, pretty much. So, kind of like a blast, but like an energy orb. So, kind of like a ki blast, but not the same existing height as it. Because arguably a ki blast is way more stronger, not even an exaggeration. I'm just saying that you could basically kind of scale it to the same arguable, a simple difference. You feel me? What, does that make sense? Simple difference. Yeah, because you're basing it on something, but it's very accessible to its own thing. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure what I'm saying is right, and I'm not going to edit this out because I feel like I'm good. I'm just saying that's mainly what I'm trying to contribute to all this, you feel me? Let's drink some water real quick. Okay. No, it's all good. Let's go ahead and get back into this. Hold up. Cut my finger. Okay, sorry. No more interruptions, okay? Back to Bakugho and his power. One of his power, like I said before, is able to create energy blasts and laser like destructions, like the Cure Beam, if I'm saying it right. He's able to kind of hover and blitz like a rocket. He cannot fly or has measurable super speed, but with this, he's able to basically form himself into a missile, move at great heights, bomb himself to each different part of the area, able to create consisting and very ridiculous amounts of death to different environments. He's not a full killer, and he holds back a lot when it comes to students and some other people, and has went up against villains. But at the same time, he's trying to be a good hero and is not going at full power. But dude has been able to create some very devastating explosions and has destroyed multiple different characters' defenses and basically irradiated half of their main capacity abilities when it comes to just in general their limit, but at the same time any way how they'll be able to keep up with them. Their equipment, he's able to destroy different ice blocks from Kazuki, if I'm saying his name right. No, Todoroki, yeah, my bad. He's been able to destroy different hidden platforms made from stone, carbon, and advanced technology. He's able to hurt different villains and destroy their armor, tech, and destroy some different more equipment that is able to keep up with his explosions, take medicine down to damage. With his explosions also can arguably compare to someone like Molten Man from Marvel, but at the same time, Molten Man is very weak compared to Bakugho. Like I would say that is a very high decimal point. But at the same time, Molten Man ain't no bitch, but he kind of is a bitch compared to him. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, when it comes just to Bakugho's versatility in this, he can do multiple different things with it, centering explosions to the ground and doing what he does best, and that's just kind of him doing what he does. Like, he's a very psychopathic like fighter in this scenario, but it's not like he's just going straight for the kill. He creates explosions to get out the way and do the best he can, and basically formulating this stuff, but he's not actually like using it to the full sort of extent of everything. But it's not like he's fully holding back, because that would be kind of cap. But it's more like when he does what he does, it's a minimum-sized bomb that doesn't extend to the same unrelentingly adverse rating site. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not that extent of like a nuke necessarily. So in this, it's kind of like Diva's bomb in a way, and when it comes to the shield of what he brings, it's been able to destroy it through solid concrete. He's been able to move at different heights of speeds, able to move faster than the speed of sound, arguably, be able to rocket himself near the fucking clouds, burst himself from buildings. He took a full-on punch from All Might. It wasn't at full power, and All Might was holding back, but just him getting kneed and fucking bitch slapped into a building, he's very fucking durable. And just to make this clear, Reinhardt is durable, but durable enough to sustain bullets to some explosions. His durability gets way better in the future for Reinhardt. I mean, it's not the fucking best, but it's something, and it's way fucking better from a scaling standpoint. But right now, this nigga Reinhardt, he doesn't have any big durability. He can take a lot of hits, though. That's what you gotta know. But All Might solos Reinhardt. Arguably, All Might solos the entire Overwatch verse. I will debate anybody on that, but that's not the conversation here. Main point in session right now is mainly on how my man is able to skyrocket from place to place at an extent, and how he's able to even make these explosions. Pretty much taking, you basically kind of compare it to this solidifying rocket size but split dynamite light bomb that recreates itself and solidifies back to back at the same separating weight, I guess you could say. Like, basically imagine the same weight of power as a bomb, and basically biting it in half and making something more lower than the same power, but splitting it to a small sized extended explosion of lasers. He can kind of do that in one single blast of a shockwave that evaporates itself into that exact explosion. but it doesn't go to the same extemporal weight as that. So that's the best way I can basically explain it. And he's not just evaporating the same type of explosion. What I'm trying to say is that he evaporates the normal bomb extemporal power and makes it more little, but then combines it and megatons it as a new Kamehameha is all I'm trying to say. And that's going to be very severe when it comes to getting up on Reinhardt and moving around. He's way faster than him and is very severe. Now, he's one of the fastest, but he's not arguably the fastest in the class of UA. But he's able to keep up with the speedster of the group and Midoriya. And as I said, the version I'm using of this is between Season 1 and the start of Season 3, because it's the most fair bakugho. And I would say the more bakugho goes on, it's not good. It's bad. Like, the scaling is just ridiculous. I don't want to do that. That is bad. Don't even gotta discuss it. Most of y'all who actually get what most of the things I'm trying to say kind of understand what I'm saying, but at the same time, you guys that are not big on scaling, because I'm not saying you guys don't understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you get into the scaling platform right and basically solidify the power structure compared to someone like Reinhardt, and I think I'm scaling both of them at pretty good height of power, because Reinhardt is like fucking small village level, and when it comes to attack potency, he's able to attack someone like Doomfist and arguably damage him, but not fully kill him. But fucking Bakugho is small city level at best, and at the end of the series, the nigga is like full island level with a fucking city. Like, the dude is a fucking constructible bomb as a person, destroying any visceral island or structure of a place just with a couple bombs, just like that. If I'm really gonna scale him off, I would say that he is small to big, just in a matter of a few bombs accelerated at this time. But if we actually want to go to a full top series with both movies, putting in the same caliber of power, manga, and anime, the dude is arguably medium-sized city at best. Like a city at a great sense of caliber, but not a full city expanding in a wide area over an island and a full continent. You probably get what I mean. Like, if anything, like Columbus level, probably. Like, the dude is very expendable with his bombs. They fucking irradiate at a whole different invincible heat than anything we have seen. The dude's heat is not supernova, but it's like a fucking caliber shotgun, but as a fucking explistering bomb out this bitch. Explistering. Yeah. I mean, like, the sprinkles of megaton TNT is what I'm trying to say. Probably better, but you guys still get at me, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to what I was saying again about Bakugho, but it wasn't exactly what I was saying. The only thing I was kind of getting on to the next point is that Bakugho is very versatile, and with his genetics, solidifies each part of his area to adapt and be very hesitant to situations, and is cocky himself but not full arrogant to the point where he doesn't think and doesn't contrast situation, and pretty much doesn't just go full docile and doesn't think before he does it necessarily. Like, he'll go in, but he's taking into consideration how inviolable and unpardonable this situation could be. So in this fight, if he was going to be fighting Reinhardt just off the rip, he would go in, but he would be very sure to watch out for the hammer and how he would react. And that was my fucking microphone, my bad. So that's pretty much it for Bakugho when it comes to everything about him. Hope you guys have enjoyed just that entire thing. I'm going to go and get into the battle now. And it sounded like I was about to end it. I'm not going to lie. My bad. Like, I'm just saying I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm not trying to say I was going to fully end it. But I'm going to go ahead and get back on point, because I'm not getting fully off point, feel me? But let's just go and stay on it. Okay, so here's how this battle will go, in my personal opinion. Bakugho will go and Tiff attacking with Reinhardt, but Reinhardt will kind of be very overwhelmed by this fucking kid being fully acrobatic, but at the same time blistering with nitro heated gas everywhere, and a lot of it would be very nerve-wracking for Reinhardt, but he wouldn't be petrified. I see him put more back in his step and going in and almost hitting Bakugho if Bakugho is basically arranging these situations to be more grounded in his favor and getting close enough with him. But if it was to come to just them getting close, I don't see Reinhardt necessarily doing big damage, but I see him kind of with his minimum side of force hitting Bakugho with the hammer only on the side part of his body. Now, we hit with the same part of weight. This is going to hurt Bakugho, but not fully to the point where he can't do none. He's been hit with shards, hit by all for one. And most importantly, he cannot do all of this just by the same point in time as Reinhardt's other big extendable shields. And at the same time, the hammer force that is compressed and this fully advanced in his shield and hammer. Because what I mean by this, because I feel like some people are going to be very confused. What I'm trying to say is he wouldn't be dealing with some tech that is more simple to, like, I don't know, Todoroki's Ice, or even some defense from Cinderman. But at the same time, he's very durable, but I feel like this would kind of be the first time he has to deal with pretty much an almost low-feeded, like, I wouldn't necessarily say all might, but like, low all-for-one size opponent will hit, I guess. And all-for-one didn't really hit Bakugho fully, but he did like kind of like slash him a little bit in the manga from what I've said and read. Wait, hold up. What does that even make sense from what I've... No. What I'm trying to say is from what I've read and seen, and from what he has actually said in the actual show, actually. Because I was saying what I did, but I'm not all for one I would want to. But from what he saying that I'm able to keep with the boy, and he keeps trying, it's not really going to matter pretty much. And it's not in the full word, but what I'm trying to say is that All For One has said he's able to keep up with the boy, believe him alive at extension. Pretty much he's savoring his time for his end, and it is. But besides all that, at the end of the day in the fight, I feel like Reinhardt only has a chance if he waits, sacrifices the environment to the point where he's able to get the drop on him. And if Bakugho is using the rest of explosions carefully and ready and it exactly at him in the right openings, it's gonna weigh Reinhardt down and might actually cut and just burn half his suit. But I see Reinhardt just keeping up with the shield and fighting defense and offense, getting some few hits on Bakugho and doing a lot of cool, interesting, and versatile things with it. But at the same time, he just doesn't really seem like he's going to be able to keep up with someone like Bakugho. And also Bakugho's been hit by One For All, but at this point in time, it hasn't been a very severe, estimable moment. You feel me? And what I mean by with All For One, I only mean when he's being hit slightly, not a full blasting hit, because he didn't even do that. Because if he did that, All For One wouldn't have fucking cock-shocked Bakugho. And what I mean by cock-shock, I mean basically cock like a shotgun. Nigga's body would be but a whole carcass. You grab them and his whole body would be nothing but blood. You feel me? And when it comes to One For All, like a minimum to between 5 and 15% at least, but a full blistering blast of that power, he is dead. This version at least. But at the same time, He's still very durable compared to Reinhardt, but it's like Bakugho, I don't feel like has ever been hit by something that brings the same accelerated pounding power, and he's not fighting someone that he knows he's gonna be able to catch to him a bunch. Like, there's gonna be instances where he sees that he's fast his own way, but I feel like he's gonna be a little bit too cocky and get up on his face, and Reinhardt could possibly hold him in place and get up on him. But it's very confusing because, like, bro, you don't actually know exactly how the situation will go entirely unless you fixated on the possibilities and backside outcomes, you feel me? Because I already know who I think could win, but I'm just giving you guys the more altruistic view of how it would go. Altruistic. Is that even a word? Altruistic? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over here. I don't want to keep going back on this. I feel like I'm going to keep like showing this a little bit, because I'm not fucking dumb or retarded. I'm just saying that this is very confusing for me because, like, you don't have the same type of knowledge as a bunch of other debaters, and I'm doing the best I can, and the most plausible look, that would probably be better, like, word and play for this, and I don't have a big pickup or a stutter. I'm just saying this is just basically one of the best of formidable ways I could do it, you feel me? That's the best definition I can do it. I think I did pretty good with that. But at the end of the day, I feel like it can go either way. It's gonna be a long, hard-out battle, I believe. Bakugho has a big chance. Reinhardt only has a chance. And a few quarters of a million, I feel like, against them. It's like a 50 to 40 minimum size per chance, you feel? So, and that's really it all I have for Reinhardt, man, because I see a lot more in the favor, because like I said before, Bakugho is way faster, versatile, with more principle to the situation, because Reinhardt has greater defense, but defense only comes in the same caliber in this situation where the nigga has a hammer and doesn't have the same inquisible defense, you know? So, I mean, it really depends, you know? But, that's really gonna be it for this, because in my opinion, I believe either one could win, but at the end of the day, Reinhardt loses, in my opinion. Bakugho is the winner. But tell me what you guys think. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm very tired. Took a lot of point editing this. This is going to be a very interesting one to think about if you know about two of these characters and have seen what they have done. But I do believe Reinhardt could win. But it will be very kind of lucky, but also very unsituational for him. He would have to think very outside the box. And just how this Reinhardt is, he isn't prepared to fight somebody that is a living, exploding, inseparable version of TNT. Because Bakugho is a little exponential mayhem bomber in this scenario. Like, he is going to be making explosion bits of chaos all over the place. What the fuck? What was I about to say? Exploding bits. I think it's just because I'm getting tired. Exploding bits of unrelenting chaos is what I'm trying to say. Dude's fucking blaze out here. And Reinhardt is only used to fighting people at this moment that are more eccentrical to how he fights. But I'm not saying that he's bad or he can't fight at all. I'm just saying in general, he's not very versatile in his own way compared to someone like this at the moment. And even if he was, I don't even know how it would be. And it's uncivil. You feel me? I could do a rematch on this battle where it's fully, like, I guess you could say, experienced Bakugho, also with a mix of an entirely fixated Bakugho with the experience, the eccentrical attitude, and as a character, and also at the same time he just has better optionable scenarios, because this is where he is more fixated on his moves and stuff. But that's if you guys want it. But again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, Merman.